Hello, this video is for all my entrepreneurs, all my business owners, want to be business owners, part-time business owners. I am going to be talking about how to sell your products, your offerings, how to launch a sale essentially. Because if you are not making money in your business, if you do not know how to sell, you cannot make money. And if you are not making money, you don't have a business. So learning how to sell is a key skill to learn and wield as you start your business and grow your business and your clientele and customer base. It is going to be essential. I have been a holistic wealth coach for the past 3 to 4 years now, and I wanted to bring you guys in on the behind the scenes for my upcoming 5 days of deals. So this is 5 days of 5 brand new offerings. And obviously I'm going to be running certain discounts and promotional bonuses for this week of sales. So I'm super excited because I haven't really launched anything in over a year. And I've been very intentional about wanting to create offerings that are really going to positively impact people around wealth creation, wealth wellness, and wealth strategies. So I feel like over what I've learned the past 3 years as to like what people really need help with, all the things that I put on the back burner, all the courses that I've always wanted to create that I never really had the time to, or I never really had the confidence to create, I have now created them, and there's something for everyone. So whether you are an established business owner or just woman who's making a lot of money in her life and she really wants to make better decisions as towards investing in the stock market, crypto, alternative investments as well, and kind of just building up their portfolio, there's gonna be an offering for you. And then there's of course also gonna be an offering for people who are focusing more on their relationship with money, the mindset, the wellness aspect and peace. Just really getting to a place where you feel even comfortable with talking about money, with looking at your finances, with creating a game plan, right? Maybe you're someone who like never really has budgeted or had success budgeting. So there are gonna be offerings for people at that level of their financial journey too. So I'm so excited to finally do something like this. I usually don't do anything for Black Friday either. So this is my first time really running a Black Friday sale and like having a really thought out process and strategy behind it. So this also isn't my first time running a sale. And so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna let you guys behind the scenes on what it's been looking like, having the plan for this launch, and also just some lessons for what I've learned over the years around selling and launching something, because launching takes up a lot of time and energy. And it is something that in the past really dreaded doing. And I feel like this time around, I actually enjoyed the process more and it wasn't as overwhelming. So let's get into it. So the first strategy is going to be all about systems and planning. And you don't want to be the person that's just coming up with an idea last minute and just sending 1 or 2 emails out to your audience, or, you know, one little Instagram post saying that you've launched something and that's it. There is a lot more effort that needs to be considered or be taken into consideration when you are launching something. It is not just send something out there to the world and people are going to be ready to buy it. It takes this like nurturing process of getting people excited about something and continuing to remind them that something is coming, and then eventually sharing what that is. So I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but before we even do that piece, you need to have a system in place and you have to have a schedule of how things are going to roll out. So I would definitely, number one, really focus on the why. Why are you creating this? Why are you launching this new product or service or offering? Who is it going to benefit? Who is going to be your target audience? Who are the people who are going to be buying this, who are going to be excited about this product? You need to be very clear, because in your messaging, you are going to have to be very clear on how you're going to speak to those people. What I really like to do is start with a calendar and start backwards. So I will choose the date of when I want the product to go on sale. And depends what I'm creating. Like, it could be a product that's already created, so they'll get instant access to it. So that could be like a PDF, it could be like a mini course, Or it might be something that might happen down the road. So it could be like a live masterclass that will happen later, or a group coaching program where we'll have to set up together a time that works for everyone to come to these like agreed upon coaching sessions, etc. Or maybe it's a one-on-one session where you're gonna have to schedule the best time that works for you in the future. So it just depends, but for the most part, you are definitely gonna have two different dates. You're gonna have the date for when the sale goes live and the date where people get access to whatever product or service. And it could be the same date, it could be two different dates. So that's up for you to figure out, but for the 5 days of deals, I started backwards. I said, okay, what are those 5 days gonna be? And I decided that it was gonna be during the week of Black Friday. So from Monday to the Black Friday itself, that is when every day I will have a different offering go out. Then I had to work backwards. So it was like, okay, if I know Black Friday week is when the sale's going live, I'm gonna have to work back weeks before to figure out what things need to get done, the back end of systems. So I had to prepare a lot of emails. What social media platforms was I going to create posts for? What kind of videos were gonna go out? So this video that I'm recording now, I had to plan out when this YouTube video was going to go out in time for the sales week. So there is a lot of preparation, and I love to look at my calendar and see like, okay, what needs to get done ahead of time, and giving myself enough time so that I don't feel overwhelmed and I can always move things around, right? So that's sort of what I do. I start backwards. When is this event or sale gonna go live, and then do the reverse. And then I always like to test my systems. So we always wanna make sure that all the automations in the back end are working. So for me, I primarily rely on email marketing to sell to my audience. So I have to make sure that like all the emails are scheduled out, all the links are working, testing everything, any sign up forms are working. I put myself into all of those automations. So those are things that you definitely want to make sure are running smoothly, right? Even like say you're running a masterclass and you're going to sell in that masterclass your upcoming product or offer, whatever it may be, we want to make sure that we have all those technical stuff running smoothly so that there's no kinks that negatively affect the sales process. So even actually my 5 days of deals, my sales page for that, where people are gonna go on to click for each offering and pay, right, to head to a checkout, I have to make sure that all those links are working, because if that day a sale goes live and the link is broken, and I didn't realize until the end of the day, then I've missed out on potential sales, right? So really, really, really big things that you really can't afford to mess up on, right? And you are gonna be in a better place if you give yourself that extra time to ensure that you can work out the kinks and review everything that needs to be scheduled out or that is going to go out ahead of time. The second strategy I would definitely suggest is your sale tactics are gonna be, many people just think, okay, well, I'm launching something new, I'm just gonna run a sale and it's gonna be like a steep discount. I would suggest not to have a discount that's too big. And I can make a whole other video on discounts and when to discount, when not to. But for the sake of this video, you're okay to have a discount, right? That is what is considered a sale, right? A sale includes a discount. But I'd like for you to also be mindful, and what has worked for me in the past and what I've done in the past is not only giving people a discount, but also giving them like a bonus offering on top. Sometimes I don't even give them a discount. Sometimes it's like just the regular price, but you'll get a bonus one-on-one coaching session with me, or I'll give you this bonus download. So it doesn't necessarily always have to be taking away from yourself financially in order to get more sales. It could also just be creating something with more time and energy that could be added onto a product as that particular sale. So it's totally up to you how you want to do it. I really don't like to discount things way too much. If something is heavily discounted, it's probably because it's the first time I'm launching an offering. Launching a sale doesn't have to be for something brand new. It obviously can be like a repetitive or repeated product. So if it's a repeated product, I probably won't have as large of a discount, and I would more likely add on bonus offerings or features to that offering, or just like switch up the way that I'm running that offering. But if it's the first time, I usually like to have a steeper discount because that becomes the incentive to people. I'll let them know like, hey, this is not gonna be the same price the next time I launch this. So if you wanna get in on this offering at the cheapest price possible right now, this is the time to do it so that you can save money. Essentially, if this is something that you're gonna buy in the future, why don't you just buy it now for this exclusive and really steep discounted rate? I also like to do VIP waitlists, so it kind of creates and builds up a hype. People like to feel part of this exclusive group or cohort. So when you do a wait list, for you will signal that people are interested in something. So if you're not sure if people are gonna buy something that you're creating, I love to do wait lists, because when people sign up for the wait list, I know like, okay, wow, I have 10, 20, 30 women on this wait list. Like, this is a product that's going to sell well. So it can also be a really good indicator as to whether something is going to sell really well. But also you can create incentive for people who join the wait list to get specific or more like additional bonuses and things like that as well, right? So I think running a wait list is also a really great strategy to incorporate into your business. Whenever you are selling something, you can make sure that people that are on the wait list get early access, so they get first dibs. I've definitely done this with past offerings where people who join the wait list get a steeper discount. They know about the product or the service before anybody else, right? So these are gonna essentially be your loyal fan base. And these are gonna be the people that time and time again down the road are more likely to be purchasing some of your other products and services. So love waitlists, you definitely wanna be incorporating that. And I think it does create a sense of urgency and excitement for an offering that you have coming up ahead. Then the third strategy that I really wanna talk about is building up the hype. So like I said, you can't just decide to talk about something last minute and to kind of just throw people off guard. I think it's really good to just nurture people and have them understand the value of what is coming their way. So for me, I love my launches to be between like 1 to 2 months, and really taking that time to send out lots of emails, value-based emails. It's not selling, it's more so giving them value, showing them like, hey, I have something exciting coming up, and this is why I've created it. This is why this offering is gonna be helpful to you. And because especially with emails, like I said, primarily I use email marketing to sell. You wanna give people enough time to not only just make a decision or learn more about you and the offering itself, but not everyone is going to see every single thing that you post, right? Like when I think back to Instagram days, I don't use Instagram as much in my business now, but I know on Instagram, most people don't see your posts. Some of the algorithm changes that Instagram has made over the years where like they want you to focus more on stories and creating videos like reels. And so I know a static post is probably not going to be seen by most people. People are most likely going to see a reel or like a story. So even for email, not everyone is going to click every single email I send. Maybe they just miss it. They haven't checked their inbox in a while. So the more emails you send leading up to a launch or a sale, the more social media posts you put out there leading up to a sale, the better it's going to do, because the less of a chance that someone has missed the fact that an offering is coming their way, right? So some people get really nervous about this because they don't want to sell too hard. They're afraid of like losing subscribers or like losing followers. And to be honest, what I've learned in this industry over the years is that those weren't the people for you anyways, right? Like if somebody knows that you have something valuable to offer, they are going to be following you. They are going to want to hear from you, right? Me being a coach, why are you following me if you don't want to get tips or guidance around being better with your money or growing in your business or improving your overall well-being? Like, then you don't need to be here, right? Or maybe I'm just not for you in the way that I deliver that content, and that's okay. But like, I am a coach. Like, that is how I make a livelihood. So I create paid offerings to help you, and in return, I get paid, right? I'm then able to take care of myself and my overall well-being through my finances and what you give to me in return. So if I'm not selling, like I said, again, I'm not making money. And if I'm not making money, I don't have a business. So if people are upset that you're selling, then like that's something that they have to reflect on themselves, and they lose out on the amazing things that you are putting out there into the world to help them, right? So that's the way that I see it. And I'm not for everyone, so it's okay. But I've kind of gotten over that. So it's like, you know, every person that unsubscribes or unfollows me, it's like I'll get a new one. It's not that big of a deal. Of course, you don't want more people unsubscribing than subscribing, so that's something to be mindful of. But like my unsubscription rate for my emails, my unfollow rate for my YouTube channel is so low, like it really doesn't affect the larger scheme of things. I would also suggest doing like previews behind the scenes. So even something like this video where I'm showing you like little clips of like me working on some of these stuff, that is going to be cool because you're giving people insight into like what this offering might look like and what they might be getting, and they're seeing you work on it in real time. So it's not like you're gonna promise something and then not deliver. It's like they can see that this product exists or is in the process of becoming what it's supposed to be. So I love to see the behind the scenes of even just like a product, right? It could be like a makeup brand that you're really into, and like, you know, they have like really subtle images of like maybe the lip shade or what some of the colors are going to be, what kind of looks you could create with it. Like it's just like that element of surprise, like, ooh, like this is gonna be coming my way, and like building that excitement of like, I wanna make sure I get my hands on it when it gets here. Even don't underestimate collaborating with other people as well. Right now, I am partaking in a bundle mainly on money, your finances being recession proof. So I created a PDF guide around that. It's free. It's part of the live bundle with 30 other free resources. So I'll add that actually in the link description below. So you can take a look at that. Make sure you sign up and get my free resource guide on how to recession-proof your finances and to be prepared financially for any recession that may come your way, because there will be a recession that will come your way. And this is a great time to do something like that because all the people that will be now coming onto my email list through that resource will also be, and I'm going to talk about this in another video on how to recession-proof your finances, but I've actually created a PDF free resource, and I hooked up with my friend, Dr. Christiane Shorter, and she has also linked up with other entrepreneurs who have free resources that are going to help women grow their business in very tangible ways. So I have my focus nurtured into the 5 days of deals. So not only am I just speaking to the same audience that I have now, but even my YouTube channel, people will find me through the YouTube videos I create over the next couple weeks, and even the live bundle that I'm a part of will just have new people coming into my sphere. And these are going to be potential new clients, students of mine, and some of the offerings that I will be selling in the next couple days. With all that being said, I kind of just wanted to share overall lessons and things to keep in mind if you are selling something for the first time or just running a sale and wanted to do it differently this time in your business. Definitely give yourself more time. This is going to coincide with the first strategy of just like scheduling out and planning out how everything is going to work. And for me, when I give myself more time, I'm able to be more flexible. I can move things around. And I actually, for this 5 days of deals, I was able to finish all my emails, schedule all of that out, create all the checkout cards, my sales page, everything was done before November, guys, right? And my Black Friday sales week is at the end of November. So I was 3 weeks ahead out of creating all the back-end systems, making sure everything works smoothly, all the content, all the messaging that was going to go out. So I was really proud of myself. I feel like that's the best I've done in terms of planning something ahead of time for a launch. And now it's giving me room to do some of the other stuff, like actually creating the content that I will be selling, right? So the last few weeks I've been working on, I don't want to say all of it just yet, but you know, I've been working on recording certain videos for mini courses, and even just this YouTube video itself, right? Creating this YouTube video for the behind the scenes of that sales week so that y'all are just tapped into what is going to be happening in the next couple of days, right? So all these things now I have the time to do, and they don't take up as much time. So I've just been slowly like kind of giving myself like, okay, this day I will record this video, or this day I will finish up building out the course in Thrivecart, etc., etc., etc. But I don't feel that pressure like, oh my gosh, like I have so much to do. I don't feel that at all. And it's because I've given myself adequate amounts of time to get the work done. Also, I would say weave in some self-care. So the benefit of giving yourself more time means that you can have more time centered around taking care of you and your well-being. So I haven't had to forego things that I really love to do in my spare time that usually you wouldn't have if you're like burning yourself out trying to make ends meet last minute. So, you know, I still have been able to get up, do my meditation, do some of my self-care practices, watch TV, watch shows, watch movies in between this whole launch phase. Right? It hasn't just been, yes, I have worked hard. Yes, there have been days, long days, 8-10 hour days working on something, but that was earlier on in the schedule, right? So I knew that if I got things done earlier on in time, it would leave me more room to have more fun towards the actual sales week. So this is the last week. And like I said, now it's just recording this video. I have a masterclass to also record. And that's pretty much it. And then we're good to go. And I'm, you know, still doing all the other normal things I would do, catching up with my friends and for walks, exploring this new city that I'm in. So yeah, it's just been fun. And I really love the way that I went about it this time. And I would highly suggest that you do the same thing too if you are considering launching a sale. And then obviously failures are stepping stones. So I have made a lot of mistakes in the past few years when it comes to selling in my business. I would definitely say we want to review as much as possible. My weakness when it comes to working for myself and working for other people is I get things done really fast. But because I get things done really fast, I overlook some of the minute details and make some mistakes. So for me, what I've learned over the years is I have to like double check, triple check things because there will be like a link missing in an email, or like I will send something out at the wrong time or day, things like that, which over the years I have worked on. And so that doesn't happen as frequently, if not ever anymore. But definitely for my 5 days of deals, I cannot afford to have a link be broken on one of those days. So, you know, I've double, triple checked that to make sure it's working. I've signed up the VIP waitlist, etc., things like that for all the different offerings that I have, making sure that people are getting the right confirmation emails. People are going to be getting access to some of the offerings as well. So definitely in the past, I think I would have just taken more time around that. And, you know, also too, sometimes it's just the messaging. Sometimes the messaging doesn't land. I've had emails that I've sort of just repurposed and used for other launches, and they didn't do as good as the first time around, right? And that is just because sometimes your audience changes over time, social media trends, or just like communications, copywriting trends change over time, marketing trends change over time. So the way that you speak to people, you always have to be sort of on top of like how people want to be spoken to, how to really connect with your audience. And that's just going to change over time just based on the culture, based on social influences. So I have to be tapped into that. I really try my best to see what other coaches, what other business owners are doing, and sort of trying, not just replicating it, but seeing what has worked in the past and it feels like it's in alignment, if it might work with my audience. Sometimes it's also just checking in with my audience, asking them what they kind of want to see from me before creating new offerings. Oftentimes, you know, even surveys really help with that. So I did a survey earlier this year, and like one of the feedback was that a lot of people don't know the offerings that I have, which is crazy because I thought I talk about it all the time. I like link back to my website and my services, but I realized I'm not doing a good job of speaking to my offerings as often as I should, right? So that is something that I kept in mind when creating the 5 days of deals. It's just like giving myself time to speak on it and really emphasizing like, hey guys, these are the different ways that I can help you around improving your overall well-being and your relationship with money, right? And if you need help, these are the ways you can get help. These are the offerings I have. So just really like not being afraid to sell as much or selling even more than I already was, right? Once I got that key sign or key feedback that people didn't really know what I was selling, right? So that gave me information and it actually made me feel more confident to sell more, right? Like I said, a lot of people kind of feel like a lot of cringe around selling and not knowing if they're selling too much or not. But I feel like checking in with your audience to ask them what you could do better is also a great way to like reflect and take feedback and pivot so that you can have a better chance in the next sale or whatever offering you decide to launch. So that has been very, very big for me, not seeing failures as a bad thing, really seeing it as like, okay, this is just a stepping stone to making a product better. This is just a stepping stone to making the overall launch process better for me, figuring out what worked, what didn't, and just try to do better the next time, right? I see it as like, at least I tried. At least I created something and I put it out there into the world. And if nobody bought it, then okay. Like, I wouldn't have known if I didn't try to begin with. Yeah, I think you should feel really good about yourself and feel confident in doing something at all, right? Like, you put a lot of time and effort into something, and sometimes things just aren't gonna happen the way that you want it to, and that's okay, right? Sometimes it's not always a reflection on you. Like I said, there are greater factors that contribute to why a sale didn't go as well as you planned. So just keep that in mind. Yes, there are things that you could have done better, but sometimes there are things outside of your control, and that's also something to be mindful of and to reflect on. Just keep going, just keep trying, right? I've had launches that have done really well, that have made me 10K months, and I've had launches where like, I did not hear a chirp, nothing, nobody purchased, right? Or like one person purchased, and I was like, what's going on here? So I feel like, yeah, you just gotta keep trying different things and seeing what sticks. And so that leads me into the last part of this video, which is 5 days of deals. This is such an exciting time for me because, like I said, I haven't really launched something in a really long time, in over a year, and I'm launching 5 different products. So not just one, but 5. I'm gonna share with you what they are. I'm gonna give you exclusive access before even my mailing list. I'm gonna give you exclusive access to the catalog, and none of the checkout carts are open, so you cannot purchase anything, but you can see the details as to like what the offerings are, what you're gonna get with them, just to build up that excitement and get you ready to tick off what you want, circle off what you want in the catalog, and be ready for that day when it comes next week. And how this is gonna work is, like I said, it's 5 days of deals. So Monday, November 25th is the first offering. It lasts for 24 hours. It starts at midnight MST till midnight the next day, right? So 24 hours. And if you do not get that offering, you will never get it again. I will not be running that offering in the future. It's like a one-time thing. Or if I do offer it in the future, it will look different. It's not gonna come with all the bells and whistles that it is coming with during the 5 days of deals. Or it may not come at the same price tag that it does during the 5 days of deals. So you really want to make sure that you're paying attention. Join my mailing list. I'm going to give you the VIP waitlist, which is going to give you a bonus offer. So if you purchase anything within the 5 days of deals, any of the 5 offerings at any price point, you will get my Wealth Spiritual toolkit. And this toolkit is really fun. I'm going to be incorporating a lot of spiritual tools that you may or may not be familiar with, but I am weaving in astrology and human design as a way to align with your wealth blueprint. So I have personally used astrology and human design in my life to make better decisions, to focus on my strengths and utilizing those strengths to call in the things that I want in my life and to just better navigate my relationship with money. So I want for you to do the same thing. Based on what you know about your astrology and your human design, you will be able to call in more wealth, right? Based on some of the aspects of these tools that I will be looking at. And it's gonna be personalized. So I am gonna be asking you to share with me your birth date and time to get that information and pull up the information that you need to get to where you need to be. So that's gonna be very exciting. They're all gonna be pre-recorded videos. So you just have to fill out a form. I will do all the work, all the research on you, and then give you like the blueprint and the map of how to utilize these tools to just build wealth and call in more money and just improve your overall well-being, like really create that life you love and feel good about the way that you're doing it. So that is only going to come with you purchasing any one of the 5 deals, and you have to be on the wait list. So please go ahead. I'm gonna give you lots of time before this video ends. In a couple seconds to just check the link below and sign up for the waitlist. It's free. It's not gonna hurt you, okay? You're not gonna lose any money. If anything, you are going to just gain so much more than you've ever had with choosing to not sign up at all, right? So what do you have to lose? Nothing. And if you don't decide to buy anything during the 5 days of deals, then like, that's okay too, right? I think it's just setting yourself up for the best possible outcome. And if you don't sign up for the waitlist and you do buy something, then you're gonna feel like, wow, I should have joined the waitlist when I had the opportunity to do so, right? So join the waitlist. The waitlist is gonna close the day before the 5 days of deal starts. So this Sunday upcoming. So please do yourself a favor and sign up for the waitlist. And that is pretty much it. That is my video on how to launch a new offering, to launch a sale. If you are a business owner, just key things to keep in mind, right? Those 3 strategies, those 3 lessons, and I wish you nothing but the best in any of your future sales and launches. You can always reach out to me. I have one-on-one coaching calls. You can always hop on a call with me and we can talk strategy around your business and how to make more money in your business or just in your personal life. And yeah, I hope you really took away from this video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you found this video to be helpful, if you learned anything new, if this has sort of shifted the way that you are thinking about approaching your next launch. And I hope to see you in another video. Bye, guys.